Hey there, have you ever felt disappointment or discouraged when expectations weren't met, when you thought you were going to manifest an outcome? If you have had that experience or you're wondering what that's about, stay tuned because this podcast video is for you. Hey there, I'm Katie Joy, the Global Butterfly, and all about helping you to transform your life and your business from the inside out with the love. And today I want to share with you this topic around understanding the law of attraction and how it works and what it means for your expectations. So the key thing is that the law of attraction has gained a whole lot of attention, and a lot of people still quite misunderstand it. Or more importantly, they misunderstand the fundamentals of energy and how to even harness and master it to be able to calibrate and integrate the information. So let me go a little bit deeper here. Basically, there are a couple of key reasons why law of attraction may result in some disappointments. Now, the reality is, no matter what you're going to do, there is always going to be some disappointment in life. So your ability to actually handle and even integrate that energy, process that disappointment, even reflect and look at what is it that I believe that I've missed out on or haven't got. And it also is connected to the illusion that it's all permanent and this is it, right? So I want to help you unpack that just a little bit. So there are two key reasons why we might experience disappointment. But before I go through that, I want to share, a scenario where this might show up. Let's say you have the idea that you want to go for a promotion at work and you feel really positive about it. You get really clear on your goal with it. You take the right actions, you visualize, you maybe even create a vision board, which is all fantastic and fine until maybe you get overlooked for the promotion, and then it can feel quite discouraging, very disappointing. And you might even question and wonder, does this law of attraction even work? Well, here's where I want to shoot a couple of ideas into the air for you to be able to consider. One is that the law of attraction works fundamentally from the thoughts that we consistently have, not just consciously, but subconsciously. And it's the deep-rooted beliefs that we have that even if we have some positive emotions and positive thoughts, if they're acting as a mask, overlaying something that is much deeper in doubt, or not feeling like you're worthy of something, or more focused on fear and anxiety, you might be ping-ponging between positive thinking and then underlying beliefs around, what if I'm not good enough? What if I don't get it? And all those connections that go with it. That creates an energetic field that is confused. It's got mixed signals. And so it could be one of those elements now, which sometimes too, it's not always very clear in your own awareness that sometimes a lot of the beliefs that are carried through and even traumas that are carried through are ancestral wounds and beliefs. And so it can really help to have a coach or a therapist to help facilitate reflecting and discovery of what that is so you can clear it and create healing through a shift in perspective, because all healing comes from a shift in perspective. So there's this one example around the energies with that aspect. The second possibility, and this one I love to really put in a great emphasis on and embrace, is that no matter what the goal outcome is that you're looking for, and in this case it's a promotion, then I always like to be able to state very clearly in anything that I'm calling in and claiming. I'm choosing, I am creating, this is this experience or something better. And it's the or something better that allows us to be able to let go of any attachment of trying to control the circumstances. Because the reality is we don't always know what is over the horizon that could be better. And quite frankly, when we actually let go of the attachment of even the disappointment of being overlooked for the promotion now, and we can stay in a positive state, we're going to be in a much higher frequency and enjoy every moment along the way when 2 days, 3 days, maybe even 2 or 3 weeks later, something better shows up, a different opportunity, maybe a different role or promotion. Maybe you get headhunted by another company. Maybe you meet your soulmate who proposes and you decide, fabulous, I'm feeling comfortable to be able to transition or move or whatever it is, to relocate perhaps. You just don't know. And so it's much more joyful to hang on to the energy of life being an adventure. Because the truth is, when we go into disappointment, usually rooted underneath those energies is a level of self-attack that usually goes, there must be something wrong with me. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. And all of that is just unnecessary judgment that keeps you wedged in a low frequency frame. It doesn't feel good to you. It also has you miss opportunities that are around you all the time. But if you're so focused on these lower frequencies and self-sabotage with these thoughts, you can miss these opportunities that are coming within our field of vision. So it's really powerful that if we can choose to stay in a state of non-judgment and just positive anticipation around what else is possible. Now, having said that, I just want to sort of sum it up that the law of attraction is a little bit like a boomerang. What you put out comes back. But this is where I want to emphasize, let go of judgment around it. Because you might be thinking, I'm doing something positive, but it's not working. Must be something wrong with me. It's not about something being wrong with you. It's more of a beautiful opportunity to look at what could be revealed and healed. What could I let go of that might be limiting me or holding me back? What is a limiting belief or a story, the narrative that I'm saying to myself or to others? What do I believe is true or not true? And more importantly, what do I believe is true for me or not true for me? Because you might believe it's true for someone else, but not true for you. Or another question I often help my clients facilitate and ask in their reflection questions is, what do I believe is available to me? What do I believe is not available to me? Again, because you might believe, it's fine for them, they can do it, but it's not okay for me, or it's not available for me. Well, that's a limiting belief. And if you're willing, because you have to be willing, if you're willing to shake up and challenge those beliefs, you will shake out the opportunity of raising into a higher frequency when you can go, I can see and identify where I've been limiting myself with that thought. I'm choosing to let it go, and I'm going to choose to believe this instead. And you practice that thought. And it might be a bit difficult at first, but the truth is you've practiced the thoughts you've been practicing for so long that they've just become so conditioned. And when we go to create a new process of thinking, it just takes some consistency, like any other skill, right? So here's another little inspiring story to share with you around manifesting and overcoming disappointments and setbacks. So there's a very famous story, and I've seen it. Jim Carrey actually talk about this himself. But literally, he wrote himself a check for $10 million. This was when he was he was a down and out actor. He wasn't well known yet, but he wrote himself a check for $10 million. And he had this desire to really create it. So he dated that check for 5 years into the future, and he carried it with him everywhere. He made sure that it was a real trigger for his vision for what he was creating. And he hung on to that. Despite the fears, despite the setbacks, despite the disappointments that he had and the numerous rejections. And Jim Carrey stayed committed to the goal and kept taking action and continued to believe that he would one day earn $10 million. That's a lot of dough. And sure enough, just before the 5-year mark, he landed a role in the movie Dumb and Dumber that earned him exactly $10 million. Isn't that powerful? Use that story to inspire you and to make sure that you commit yourself to writing your goals clearly down. Another little vision here, I'm going to give you another golden nugget. Make sure your goals are aligned with the highest vision of what you're wanting to create, or what you're choosing to create your life, and aligned with your values, the things that are most important to you, because then goals act as that bridge to creating the bigger vision. Goals aren't the be all and end all. They're the bridge and the journey of helping you to create a better experience for yourself in your life. So just a bit of a final word of encouragement. There is no guarantee for the fruition of your manifestations, right? Of the dreams and the visions that you have. And quite frankly, most often they end up taking a form quite dissimilar to what you originally think. Sometimes they are the same. But if you hang on to the idea of this or something better, and really tune into the energy of what you're choosing to create rather than the form of it itself, like exactly, then it just helps with those expectations. And even if you don't have your expectations met and you feel discouraged, or you sometimes want to give up, I just want to encourage you right now in this moment that just understanding that your energy is very much tuned into the frequency of what you are creating, how you're thinking, how you're feeling. Most often people miss these two, or they have a very narrow range of thought or feeling. Feels good, feels bad. And typically we'll feel more about the physical sensations. I feel anxious, I feel frustrated, I feel angry, I feel tired, or I feel joyful, I feel exhilarated, I feel like I'm a master at manifesting, right? Can kind of yo-yo between the two. But I want to encourage you to just stay focused on generating consistency with your positive thoughts. Don't spiritually bypass with negative thoughts. Embrace them, but don't judge them. Just allow yourself to learn the skills to process them. And most of us have not been taught these skills, so don't feel bad if you don't know what they are. Find a coach. Maybe it's me or someone else that you resonate with, or a therapist, or somebody or a community like our manifesting circle, that you can be in the facility of like-minded people who can encourage you and cheer you on to practice the spiritual habits of thinking more clearly, more positively, without judgment, but with more compassion, grace, and ease. While you take lots of action aligned with your goal and staying true to what it is that you're choosing to manifest for yourself. And it's not going to be one thing, it's going to be lots, right? Anyway, I hope that you get blessed with a lot of wonderful experiences on your journey of manifesting. And may you be encouraged even when the moments that you feel discouraged. Let those moments be experienced, but don't dwell in them. Choose instead to shift into a space of choosing that this or something better is showing up for me. And allow yourself to be able to really do some deep inner reflections and connect with, what can I maybe let go of that is limiting me from accessing all of the greatness that I'm choosing for myself? If this has been really great and valuable for you, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you leave your comment below or share this content piece. And I hope that you enjoyed it for yourself, and I'll see you on the next episode.